All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Episode 2. We did it. We didn't think we'd make it this far. This is yet again Half Hour Henshin with your host, me, Sleepy Witch. I do art. I have been embarking on this journey of tokusatsu now for a couple weeks. I'm really enjoying myself. And here I am joined by my host.
DJ Azure, the 2.5D here talking tuber. I'm primarily a JRPG streamer, but one of the things I do love outside of playing video games is Kamen Rider, and I've been watching way too much of it.
Yeah, I think that is our general gist. Last time we talked about episode 1 of Geats, and as people will soon gonna find out, we are just going to continue that trend going forward. So episode 2, first things first, we got the new full opening sequence for the series. Yeah. How are you feeling on that? Because that song, man. Yeah, that song, song slaps so hard.
It's what's it called? It's Kodakumi who sang the Cutie Honey remake opening theme, which is what I mostly know her for. So the Kodakumi, and then we also have Shonen no Kaze who sang the opening for Gaim, and I'm like, oh yes, and I love Shonen no Kaze because they've sang songs for a couple of other properties that I love. One of them being the opening theme for the anime Grand Blue. And the other thing they've also done songs for, quite a few, and a lot of American players finally got to hear it, was Yakuza. They've actually been doing songs for Yakuza for a while, but we finally got to hear one with Ichibanka, which was for Like a Dragon. Also talking about Like a Dragon. Today was also at least the day we're recording this is September 13th, which is also Kaiza Day for people that know about Fies, because it's 913. It was also the Sony State of Play, but they announced that they're finally showing off the Bakumatsu era Yakuza game, and I'm so excited for it. Okay, enough side stuff, because I always love talking about the production of stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is really interesting. As someone who's just now getting into Toku, the only other time I've heard that band was with the Gaim opening, which honestly also slaps. So it's really cool seeing them come back for basically like my third Kamen Rider show. So that is really cool. The song itself,
yeah,
very good. I mean, we've been hearing little bits of it in like the trailers, and we heard a little bit of it at the end of the first episode, with kind of like the ending motif for it. Yeah. Oh man, it's such a good song.
Yeah, talking about the song itself, like it is really fun to listen to, because like, especially once the song builds up and they like just yell the trust last, and I'm like, which is the name of the song, and I'm like, oh my god, this is great. But let's talk about the visuals. Like, what, like, normally kind of, I wouldn't say spoil stuff, but it likes to set the tone for the series. It's so good what we
they like they like to like set stuff up, and I think that's really cool. I there's a lot of people who are like, oh, the opening like spoils it, and I guess sometimes when they get a little too egregious with it, I can understand that. But when it's like, oh, everything is in here, you just don't have the context for any of this stuff. I think that stuff is really cool when like an opening takes like extra meaning, and obviously with the intros in Kamen Rider, obviously is like, if new writers and stuff is added, little stuff here and there gets shifted around. So I can't wait to see what gets added to this one. But yeah, the visuals for this are insane. Immediately we have like the invitation to the Grand Prix, which I think I saw you tweeting about this. You think it's very slick. Yeah, their logo looks really nice.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like whenever I want to stream like Apex or Apex now, I just want to just like advertise like I'm streaming and just use the DGP Grand Prix logo.
It's a good logo. It's a good logo.
It's a very good logo. Yeah, and it's like we're seeing like a lot of themes of like barbed wire and stuff like that. It looks like,
yeah, he's basically like crucified at the very beginning. He's like tied up. In addition to like they show like the reverse shot with him, crossed up or like tied up, and then they also show him like in the rain, like soaking. So I wonder if that's like a reference to maybe his past or something we don't know about yet, where it's like, because I mean, we don't know any details about like who Geats is as a person, other than like he's the guy who won the last Grand Prix.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll talk about that later on. But also, the audacity of them showing of them like featuring Genpin as part of the opening. Oh my
Yeah,
god, I
yeah.
can't believe that. That is the funniest thing to me. The audacity of showing a character who meets a particular fate in this episode.
Look, I think that's how you have to do it to like not spoil the because you know if you don't add him to the opening, if something happens to him, you're like, oh well, duh, this guy obviously wasn't gonna survive. He wasn't in the opening. Uh,
Yeah.
oh man, the this is just not even just in the opening. Uh, this is just like her design and exactly and how they like show her and stuff. The oh god, I forgot her name, but
Samuri?
the yeah, the lady who like introduces the Grand Prix and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Her, I don't know. She's like immaculate. The fact that like her hair always seems like super perfect. There's something about her that always feels like vaguely threatening, like
Yeah.
almost uncanny. And like honestly, got to give the actress big props because every time she's on, and she's just saying like really nice things, like oh, you know, you've been to blah blah. But it's just there's always like a slight uncanniness to her, which is like I don't know. I think it's really good. I think it really adds to the performance and like kind of her role as this like you know intermediary for like the desire deity, basically.
Oh, well, I mean, since this is a battle royale, I mean, I think it's actually really funny, like how cheery she is. And did you ever watch the old Japanese battle royale movie?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because in the old Japanese battle royale movie, there's like a scene where there's like, you know, like a girl that's introducing to the class that's about to kill themselves, that's about to kill each other. That like it's like she's super cheery and she's like telling you, okay guys, yeah, here are the rules for the game, and it's like really cheery. And then like, you know, but the thing is though is that it is just leading up to the fact that it is just you know, a death game, and it's insane. But yeah, and like what I'm really curious about is because like I mean I can't not talk about this because it was also done by the same person, but the 01 opening also did Trust Last. So Realize was also did Trust Last. And the fact that we had the image of Samuri holding up the gun to Ace's head is like, holy crap, I want to know why they did that. Because
Yeah, the build up for it is insane. Like if we're
yeah.
just going through, for one thing, you know, we talked about a little. I think I mentioned something how like the vibe it was giving me with that first episode was sort of a Madoka because it's like how many times has he won, how many times has he looped. So far, it seems like just one, but even at the beginning of the episode, you know, when she showed up to tell him he was a common writer, he said he already knew that. So
Mhm.
kind of hinting at more, but especially that part in the opening where he's just kind of like standing there behind like the invitation and just like the night sky keeps flashing through and then you see like the geet suit off and I'm just like seriously how many times has this man looped?
Yeah, like that yeah, that's something to think about. But like the reason why I bring up the scene specifically where Samuri holds up the gun to him is because that might not even be a plot point, or they might just add it in just because it's in the opening. Because in the 01 opening, there's actually a shot of long-haired Izu, but they didn't know what they were doing with that when they made the opening, and then they added a long-haired Izu about halfway through the series. But yeah, like if we're talking about the loops and stuff like that, I think it's time to actually just start talking about the episode then.
Yeah, I was gonna say let me see if there's anything else I got on the opening. I mean the song was really good. We get to see the in my opinion so far some of the best effect I've seen, which is his like rotation transformation mode when he switches
Oh
when he's
man,
just right. I think that looks really good. I like how for the other contestants we get to see like literally just like a smidgen of character in their little writer like introduction almost things. Uh also just I don't know, the thing with Samuri and the gun is like I don't know, it really like she looks so cheerful, but like the like threatening aura this lady emits, especially in that scene. I'm like, oh man, this is great.
yeah,
Especially love that they keep putting the different little the cards in the opening. Especially the one that's like you know like desire won't come true and all the kind of almost like hints like oh god there's something going on and
yeah,
what does the person who gets the thing is. But yeah
yeah.
that's
Actually, you know, I was like scrubbing through the episode, and what's actually kind of insane is that the shot of her smiling and raising her hand is actually repeated at the beginning and the ending. She doesn't have anything in her hand at the beginning of the opening, and then she has the gun in her hand during the ending. So it's actually really interesting how they paralleled that exact shot.
Yeah, it's very nice, very well done. But yeah, I mean, we start off pretty simply. You know, we get the vague recap, and Tycoon's trying to tell his sister about
Yeah.
what happened. She has no idea what's going on. And then we get to see our winner from the last episode, Ace, who
Oh
I didn't
God.
expect his name to fully. I thought that was a nickname, but I guess it is just his name.
Yeah, it may be his name, or like, you know, depending on what we like. It's a good thing we talked about the opening because, you know, it may be just a persona for the game.
Yeah,
That's what I'm assuming.
yeah, because it's Ace, and I mean, from the little letter in the Geats, I feel like the Geats is almost like a get Ace kind of thing combination. Kamen Rider really like some of their like puns. I don't know if they always translate well into English,
I mean, to
but
be fair, I think Geats is like meant to be a pun on Kitsune. So Geetsune.
Geats.
And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
No,
because I mean Tycoon, Tanuki.
no, wait,
I don't.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know what Nago is. Obviously, Buffa is Buffalo, and
Yeah.
Dapan is literally just Panda different. At first, I was like wondering what Ginpen was, and then I realized he's an Emperor Penguin. So, Penguin Ginpin.
That
So
makes a
yeah,
lot of sense. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not sure what Nagos is, but you know, I'm not gonna think about it too much.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out at some point. Uh, but yeah, no, he's become like the world's greatest superstar and is basically being reinvited. And then we basically find out that like, you know, he won, but he thinks there's limits to like the prize you get as the desired deity,
Yep.
which is really interesting. What I really like was when she asked him like, "What do you want out of this? What do you get out of testing the competition?" And he replies, "A game where the winner will get to create their ideal world." And it's like, oh, he's just reading the card, but also like maybe he's answering her question. Maybe he wants like a full, you know, a game where people will really be able to like fully change everything once they win.
And after that, and then yeah, obviously, you know, we see just a bunch of random people. What is it, 30 people?
Yeah.
Like just
What's it called? Tycoon puts on the little entry form and gets put into the platform. There's a bunch of people. I thought it was cool how they literally were like, we are just putting like as many different people we can. There's like a schoolgirl. There's like an otaku. There's just like random businessmen, businesswomen, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, you have
Uh,
like a housewife and
yeah,
a couple of salarymen, and then after that, then we get to like the big thing where it's like, you know, a wish comes true. So it's not just winner winner chicken dinner. Oh, I forgot PUBG is kind of dead, isn't it?
yeah, but the
um,
winner gets a wish, and I thought it was interesting that like they make you choose your wish now. I
mhm.
thought it would be the kind of thing where you choose your wish when you win, but that means I have no idea if this means that like the wishes aren't changeable. They kind of imply a little bit that you can do something different at the end, but
Yeah.
I mean they at least have you write something down now.
Hmm.
The first the first little mission, I mean, is fairly simple. You guys are in a zone. You guys got to fight the monsters and pick up items. Uh,
Yeah, it's literally the start of a battle royale, and I was laughing so hard thinking about it.
yeah,
That you have to get the treasure chest, and I'm like, man, I'm just like thinking about all the times like when I finally started playing Apex, and I would basically just learn to just like immediately just start looting whatever was closest to me, no matter how bad it was.
yeah.
And
You
talking
just have
about
to pick
bad,
something up.
yeah, and talking about bad. When we finally got to see armed water in action, and there was no pressure on it, I'm like, this is literally battle royale, and I love it.
It was so funny. It was very funny seeing him having to use it as a bat. Like, all right, well, might as well use it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
like it's like when when we first saw like the toy images or like the first leaked images, and we saw like these solid colored repaints like this early on in the series, and I immediately called it. I'm like, those are the crap drops that you would get, and I was just like laughing so hard when I first saw them. It's really funny, like seeing all the different like seeing the different like pieces from previous Kamen Rider that they repainted for use as the armed weapons, and it's just so funny to think about. But yeah, just like that's the tiny trickle of water. But it's really funny though, because at least they have a melee attack. They could take down Senjamato and force him to drop boxes.
yeah,
But yeah,
I was wondering how they were gonna fight at that point. When he picks up Armed Water, he might as well like the guys have swords. You could have tried to take their swords or something.
yeah,
But I thought it was funny that our Tycoon gets saved by basically the guy who didn't want to hire him at the firm.
hmm
I think it's funny that they basically were able to just like get one on him by using some tree branches.
yeah.
Uh,
And
that
then
was
when they
good.
teleported, when they teleported in, like all I could think about is that, man, I really want one of those jackets. And then I'm just like looking at like P Bandai, like saying, when can I buy this and how much is it?
Yeah, the jackets are pretty sick. Uh, that is one I will probably end up abstaining for. It's very hot where I live, and it's like I can't. I own a bunch of like nice-ish hoodies and jackets too, and it's like I can't justify buying more because like I end
I
up.
have I have a really nice bomber jacket, and I have two really nice windbreakers already, and I still want more. I have like a couple of nice hoodies too, and it honestly doesn't really get that cold in my area either until like what what can be considered winter.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
Uh, it's no. It basically never even gets. It's hot all the time. I'm already unfortunately a person who like runs hot as a person anyway. So
Mhm.
sometimes even just wearing like just like an overshirt is like, oh man, I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the jackets are really sick. I kind of like that they all have kind of like themed outfits at the beginning. They all find their weapons, and we get the oh man, dude, they set him up in the opening, so I wasn't expecting him to die right away. But we get to meet the office boss who talks to Tycoon, and he's basically like, I have to fight because my son has an incurable disease, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to save him, and I'm like, oh god, this is gonna hurt me at some point. I did not expect it to be so
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, that was a lot to take in, but it was really funny too, because like they did parallel over the fact that he did ask him what he wanted to do with his life in the previous episode, and in this episode, he still says like it's such a lofty dream, such an idealistic dream. Tycoon is so gonna break in this season. I don't
Tycoon,
know when, and I'm so
Tycoon is such a
excited
yeah.
to
Tycoon is
watch
such
him
a good
break.
boy. Tycoon is such a good boy, and I'm very scared for him. Like I want him to live a good life. He's doing his best out here. I did like that. I did like that it carries over. He didn't get a job because he was saying he wants world peace, and now he wants world peace. That's his wish. Uh, I like that. Nago immediately tries to go team up with someone, and so her and oh god, what is the Ram guy's writer name?
Um, Mary.
Mary. That's right. It's just Mary. Mary basically just team up and they manage to run around and get some weapons at least. I don't know. I hope that guy ends up being very funny. He looks like he's gonna have a grand old time.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's on the poster, so he
Yeah.
should live for a bit.
Oh, I'm hoping. Oh, I'm hoping. It's gonna be really sad. I feel like what's gonna end up happening because I feel like Nago is like more main character than he is. So what's going to end up happening is probably maybe they're going to become close. He's going to be almost like a surrogate father figure, maybe because she's got all the trouble where she's like a rich girl trying to run away from home, and then like they're going to like set up that relationship just to, like kill him, like destroy her.
Yeah. And
So
oh man. And after that, like, basically like, definitely setting up the whole like when they're all in the lounge, they all set up the whole thing where the armed weapons are not strong at all. And then Mary trying to trade for Magnum. And then this is also when we got to meet Dapan, and man, Dapan is creepy.
The pawn,
Like,
the pawn is like an edgy boy, which I think is very funny because I was like, oh, like look at his suit. This is going to be like a little jokey guy, and it's like, no, no, no. This is going to be the edgiest guy we got in the room.
like that's the thing. When people first saw him, like everyone said, "Oh man, this is gonna be the one that's gonna do the war crimes. This is gonna do the crimes against humanity. This is that writer." Because like they were all like comparing him to I mean, at least you would know. Actually, wait, I forgot. You finished Build already too, right?
No, I'm not. I'm halfway through Build.
Okay, but
I am just at the part where Gentoku came back with the Kamen Rider Rogue, which, by the way, that suit and that transformation is sick.
Yes. My group just finished rewatching all of Build. Still amazing. But what was I gonna say? Right. Everyone was basically like calling him out that he's gonna be the next Michi, like just because of how he looked. Like it's like he's gonna be the one committing to war crimes. He's gonna be the one that's gonna be utterly like creepy, just like Michi was in Gaim. And
yeah,
I was laughing so hard when we all saw him.
I can see it. I can see it. I don't know. I watching Michi was really interesting because really specifically he was someone who, in my opinion, could have gone either way, and it just felt like in every choice he like made the wrong thing.
Yeah, that he really did feel like that. And then like what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There's 26 players in the game, and there's only 7 of them left. For the next stage. And like they basically just straight up confirmed during the last episode, like, oh well, I mean he'll be back next episode, and then they said, oh no, Kamen Riders don't get to revive, and you're like, oh
yeah, Kamen Riders don't come back, which is really funny because that means everyone got baited with the Sentai Blue guy being in.
Yep, Kyoryu Blue, being Shiro.
Yeah, and everyone was like, because I thought that was really funny because I'd seen the pawn and I'd only heard about the Kyoryu Blue from you later, and I was like, it's really funny that they chose to do like a almost duplicate. They're like a palette swap. They're basically almost like the same suit. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna have like a twin attack or something that they're gonna do later. And it's like, no. One of them was a twin because we're literally just gonna get rid of one instantly.
I was laughing so hard at that. And then the next round in the game starts, and it starts off with Sumuri doing Kamen Rider Ichigo's OG pose of doing the Henshin pose, despite not saying Rider Henshin. She didn't do that. But it was just super adorable, and then they get transported to the next round where they actually have to use their stuff. And it's great.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's funny and kind of ominous. I like the way that the show is being framed as like she's like, oh, these mysterious monsters have appeared. It's like you're probably the one bringing them. You're controlling everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we get to see Dapan, use Magnum.
We had to see the transformation for the zombie belt was very cool transformation.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that he just melts a guy off like with the transformation.
Yep. And then right after that, we fight, and right after that, Genpin gets hit, and I'm, god damn it, this show, like literally killing off someone, like an episode after they introduce him as a Kamen Rider. It's hilarious. Like
they introduce him. They sped run it. They introduced him. They told us, hey, dude, his kid is dying. He's fighting to, like, save his kid. And then he, like, immediately is murdered.
But just the fact that he was in the opening, that is the funniest thing. He was in the opening, and they kill him off.
He was. But I'm telling you, that was like a subterfuge. I'm sure that, like, next episode is just going to be a version without him. Or maybe they're going to keep him in. It's his memory, That's what's powering Tycoon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Yeah,
Yep.
he gets knocked out. He has this thing, and then we got, honestly,
Like,
my opinion, some of the funniest stuff, which is Ace tricking Tycoon into giving up the boost drive.
yeah. But what was also really cool though was that because he was standing in the river, water was actually boosted in power.
Yes, yes. The fact that like it looks like you can boost them in multiple ways. I'm hoping there's boosts for some of the other weapons as well.
Oh,
But
most likely they tend to have multiple finishers now because like Revice made me happy because they were using a lot of they did use a lot of kicks, which is something that I really miss from other series. But we actually got like the Rider Punch finisher, which is really nice. But man, it's so funny just the idea that boost is such a powerful item. It's one use only, so it's like literally like picking up a rocket launcher with two missiles. It's
yeah,
hilarious to
yeah.
think
I
about.
like I like that it's a one use item. I like that it's also like combinable with your other item. It's always going to like power you up. Having the like limited ability items always ends up being like a big thing in battle royales. They want to give you some fun stuff to like blow up your enemies, but they don't also just want to make it impossible to beat. Uh,
Yeah.
the water boost finisher, very cool. Uh, if anything, I hope we see like some other, because obviously like the boost buckle is themed after Geats when he uses it, where it's got the like fox finisher. So I wonder if when someone else uses it, it'll be like a different animal, or if it'll still just be the fox, and there's going to be like different, like
It
there's going to be like a main like sub weapon for everyone.
yeah. Like I actually don't know what Naga's supposed to use yet. Because we do know that Tycoon eventually gets Ninja as their buckle, which is like their big buckle. And then yeah. But man, after that, like after the game ends, you basically find out that yeah, like they're definitely not like Genfin's never coming back. And then that's when Keiwa, yeah, Tycoon is starting to break. Like it's like he's like you realize that he can't be that idealistic, but replaces it with an even more idealistic wish to bring back everyone, which is hilarious to me.
It's good. I don't think he's breaking so far. You're just starting to see. I also just like the fact that basically Ace shows up and he's like, "I'm here to fight for all the children in the world," and he's like, "You're fighting for world peace too? Let me help you immediately."
Yeah, and and then the end of the episode shows him walking away after paying for Genpin's kid's surgery, and it's like yep, Ace is definitely a a persona for the game.
Yeah, we don't know if that's like exact thing, but I do love that kind of character who like acts like an asshole or like is sneaky or quote unquote like a bad guy, but he's just like playing a bad guy to advance his plans.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yep.
it's a good archetype, and showing him paying everything off and being like actually like a sweet softy, but like not letting anyone know is very nice.
It's very good. Yeah, which is why I'm really excited to finally start watching Kamen Rider Kabuto with my watch group because yeah, he's Tendo is apparently not the greatest person. Like he is utterly OP in everything he does. So I'm really excited to see how that works. And obviously I'm watching it because I'm inspired by how Ace is kind of amazing at everything he does right now. So I'm really curious because after everything we've seen from the opening, and
Yeah,
then we get yeah.
yeah. Then we get the scene with the little secret guy who I don't know if we have a name for him or anything, but he's just watching. He's waiting to see what Ace is after.
Mm-hmm. And then we get our new rule for this week. The last one standing can create any role they desire. However, all things have their exceptions. That sounds so ominous.
Yeah, and I mean we've already kind of set that up. Then we get the preview. Next week we have zombie mode, which is man, I was not expecting Call of Duty zombies to be in the.
Yep, and I really love how they are able to swap rise buckles with each other. Buckles with each other. It's pretty great. And then we get that one slow pan of Dapon's face, and it's just so creepy. Like they casted someone that is definitely going to commit war crimes. It is hilarious.
Yeah, he's getting ready to. I feel like he's going to be the kind of like do anything to win kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that ends up. The new rule is cool. Seeing Keats put on the zombie buckle will be cool, but I'm waiting to see how he gets that buckle. If there's like multiples of the buckle, or if he's actually just going to steal it from Buffa, or what's going to happen with that. I can't imagine Buffa being very willing to just give that up.
Yeah, it probably gets knocked out of him somehow. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Oh man, yeah. Next week's gonna be great. I like honestly like theories right now. I don't know. Like I think Mary is on the poster, but if Mary's not on the poster, they're dying soon, or they're gonna die at Christmas. But right now, like this is just the first 2 episodes, and I have a feeling that we are going to be like seeing a what's it called? We're still in the toy commercial phase where they're introducing all the cool toys that they want you to buy, and I'm very tempted by.
Yeah, absolutely, me too. Just to wrap up the talk on the episode, theory wise, I mean, I feel like it's too early to say much with concrete. I have some like ideas, but as always, like with the Common Writer shows, you make a theory one episode, the next episode literally destroys it and starts a new theory, and like sometimes the 23 minutes between that episode start and that episode end like kills and confirms like 100 theories in one.
Yeah,
so much happens.
Yeah, what I'm really curious at is that since we're already down to 6 people, like, are we going to see the end of this game? I have a feeling we're going to see the end of this game. I can't even say Christmas anymore because it's moving so fast. So I don't know if someone's going to die or the missions are just going to be where the points are at the end already. So I don't know how this game is going to end at this point, and I can't tell. Like, we're probably going to see multiple games and multiple wishes being fulfilled, and we're going to see like I said, Tycoon is like what I feel is that Tycoon is going to be like the protagonist they show, while Ace is there to show what a common writer is.
Yeah, I feel like with that, probably what we're going to see. Because here's the thing, they no matter how many they start with, they always end up getting more writers in one way or another. So I assume that's like whenever we do like more loops, is when we're basically going to pick up new contestants who are going to be like in the main group. And I feel like Tycoon is going to be the survivor. If I had any theories, the vibe I'm getting is that like Ace is going to be the one who like wins in the end, but he's going to like win in the end by like having Tycoon win, if that makes sense. Like Ace will probably be the one who beats the bad guy, but maybe not make it, and it's going to be up to like Tycoon. Like almost like he's almost like he's training him or something. It's too early to say much, but we are getting slightly over our half hour.
Yeah, we are.
So we are capping off the show here. Great episode again. Oh man, that opening. I need the full version of that opening.
That's and speaking around Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas or January of next year. That's when they normally release the full version.
I'm excited for it. That's going in the gym tracks. A lot of the Common Writer songs are currently in the gym track. But this has been episode 2, Half Hour Henshin. Thank you for joining us. Again, if there's any theories, if you want to join in, if got any questions or anything like that you want to ask us, halfhourhenshin@gmail.com. This has been my co-host DJ Azure. Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, I primarily stream a lot on Twitch at twitch.tv/DJ Azure. No underscore. And you can find me at Twitter at twitter.com/DJ _ Azure. So there's that.
Yeah, and similarly for me, you can find me on this YouTube channel that you're on, Sleepy Witch Art. You can find me on Twitter on the Sleepy Witch Art. Once I'm a bit more free, I'll be back to streaming. That'll probably end up being like a YouTube thing, primarily right now, doing art, maybe making assets for this show. We got nice mics in, got some stuff to work on in the future. But thank you so much for joining us this week, and we will see you next week.